Let's talk about the psychology of people who just genuinely love staying home. And here's a spoiler for you. It's got nothing to do with being antisocial. So let's dive right in.
You know that feeling, right? An invitation pops up and your immediate reaction is just this wave of relief at the thought of not going. And maybe you feel a little bit guilty about it, but that pull to just stay home is, well, it's really strong.
And this is really the key idea we're going to unpack today. When that friend who loves their home cancels on you, it's almost never personal. They aren't trying to get away from you. They're trying to protect something, their energy, their peace, their own mental space.
So what is actually happening there? Well, it pretty much boils down to a concept that I think a lot of us get, the social battery. And no, this isn't just an excuse for being lazy. It's actually rooted in our neurology.
This chart breaks it down so perfectly. For extroverts, being around people, the noise, the activity, it actually charges them up. It fills their battery. But for introverts, even a really fun social event is slowly draining that same battery. And home becomes the only charging station that really, truly works.
And you know, there's actually a scientific name for this. It's called optimal arousal theory. All it really means is that some of our nervous systems are just wired to feel good and balanced with less going on around us. It's not a flaw, it's just a different setting.
But it's not only about introversion. There's another really powerful psychological force at work here, and that's the idea of your home being a sanctuary.
I mean, think about it. The world outside can be super unpredictable. It's loud, it can be chaotic, it's full of demands on your time. But at home, you are in control. You get to decide on the lighting, the noise level, the whole vibe. You choose the company you keep and what, if anything, is expected of you.
And for some people, especially those with high sensitivity or anxiety, having that control isn't just a nice little luxury. It's a psychological necessity. It's how they feel safe in a world that can feel incredibly overwhelming.
Okay, but staying in isn't just about avoiding negative stuff. It's also about building up the positive. There's a real hidden power in choosing to spend time alone.
And that's because staying home is rarely about just doing nothing. In that quiet space, when you're free from distractions, your mind has the freedom to wander, to connect different ideas, and to solve problems. Let's be honest, some of the best ideas don't happen in a noisy bar. They happen in the quiet corner of a comfy couch.
And I just love this. It really gets at the clash between what society tells us we should want and our own personal truth. We're always being sold this idea that an exciting life is a busy one. But you know what? Choosing a quiet night with some soup and a documentary isn't a sign that your life is sad. It's a sign that you know exactly what you need to feel happy.
Okay, but there is a really important distinction we have to make here. We need to be super honest with ourselves about why we're staying home. So you gotta ask yourself this question. Are you choosing to stay in because it genuinely restores you and brings you a sense of peace? Or are you staying in because the very thought of leaving just feels impossibly heavy? Maybe because of things like anxiety or depression. The difference is so simple, but it's also profound. The first one is a healthy, beautiful act of self-care. The second one, though, that could be a sign that home is becoming less of a sanctuary and maybe more of a cage. And if that's the case, it's definitely worth exploring that feeling a little more deeply.
But look, for all of you who genuinely love your time at home, the ones who find real joy in the quiet and the calm, here's the final takeaway. You are not broken. You are not missing out. You are simply wired to prefer depth over noise and peace over performance.